omume Kiwe wesu garani orianja nine oria nine nke pụrụ kwasa mmadụ dị ndụ n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye na-agwọ ọrịa anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ sunele nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosie ike ka anyị wee n'ikpete maazụ nye ha sọgotụtara nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi maruo n'ebighị ebi ise mma dịrị gị Chineke Mama deregi Chineke. Mama deregi Chineke.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much, and remember, in this channel, we bring you information on things that are happening in Nigeria, when it happened, how it happened, and where it happened. More especially things that have to do with the Biafrans, the Oduduans, the Middle Betters, those who are looking for freedom in that country from Nigeria. We are speaking for. I am speaking for them. I'm speaking our voice of Biafrans, saying our plight the way it is. We are not hiding anything. We cannot be trying to be politically correct over here. We say it exactly the way it is. That is what I do on my channel. Please, if you have not joined the prayer that Asorock have directed us to pray, please kindly join the prayer. We are moving on the prayer. Join the prayer. It is not yet too late. That is the only way we can stand against the troubles and temptations that are coming. You can see a lot of distractions are coming from all angles. A lot of distractions. But if you are focused on those prayers, you will never be distracted. It doesn't matter what happens. You won't be distracted. You will be focused and know what is happening and continue to pursue the right thing, which is our freedom. The freedom of our Marchine, the freedom of the Biafrans. More especially, the freedom of Marchine is what is going to bring the freedom of Biafrans. You all know that as soon as Marchine is coming out, he is coming out with the flag of Biafra lifted high. Nobody can stop him. It doesn't matter how they try. It doesn't matter how they try to hold him down. He will surely come out very soon. Sooner than they expect. Nobody's going to know how it's going to happen. It is going to happen very soon. A surprise to the world once again, because Chukwu Kabiama has appointed us Marchine Kanu. We will not shake. We will not relent. We will continue to speak the truth and only the truth. You know that the contraption called Nigeria has been holding captive Biafrans. They do not want Biafrans to breathe. They are trying by all means possible to make sure they suppress Biafrans. The most painful aspect of it is that our political elites are in this business together with the Janjaweed. Our political elite have sold us out. Not just the political elite, even the traditional rulers, they have sold us out. Ohanes and Igbo have sold out. They are not doing anything to better the life of the people. They are not contributing in any way, in any manner. You can see what is happening. The masses have taken the challenge on themselves. Everybody is fighting for him or herself. Biafrans are fighting for themselves now. The Biafran spiritism, every Biafran, you can see the sit at home going on even without anybody commanding them to do so. People on their own showing their annoyance and grievance against the arrest of Marchine Kanu, against the kidnap of Marchine Kanu. Marchine Kanu must be released with immediate effect. Marchine Kanu has not committed any crime that warrant that he should be delayed or detained anywhere. Kenya kidnapped Marchine Kanu and sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. And since then, Biafrans has never known peace. Biafrans have been speaking out, airing their opinion that they do not want our Marchine Kanu to remain in captivity, that he should be released with immediate effect because he has not committed any crime. He has not committed any crime. It is only in Nigeria where they celebrate terrorists. They celebrate terrorists. Meanwhile, the activists who are making a legitimate demand, they will never negotiate with them, neither will they listen to them. Instead, they are being imprisoned and killed. This is the situation in Nigeria. And the world knows about this. They are saying nothing about it. The world is seeing what is happening. They are doing nothing about it. How long shall we continue in this direction? How long shall we continue in this direction? If you think that the world doesn't know what is happening, they do know what is happening. They are hearing, they are seeing everything that we are saying. They are seeing all the videos that we are making. All the videos that we are sending out there, they are seeing it. Nigeria is a failed state. Nigeria is not going to do anybody any good. If you are from the southern part of Nigeria and you are still talking about one Nigeria, you are really calling for the death of your family, calling for the death of your brothers and sisters, calling for the death of your sisters. That is what it means. Each time you open up your mouth and begin to campaign for one Nigeria, you are actually campaigning for the death of your own people, campaigning for the subjugation and the stealing of the right of your own people. The Fulani Janjaweed will never stop. The only mission they have is to dip the Quran into the sea. That very charge that the old man and Fulani has given them, they are pursuing it without looking back. It is only us that are not pursuing our own child to free ourselves. It is high time we wake up. As for the Biafrans, I am convinced that every Biafra is ready for freedom. From everything that is happening, the sit at home that they are observing it more than when they were commanded. That shows you that every Biafrans know what is going on and they want to be free. The Biafran spirit have taken over. Biafra struggle is a spiritual struggle. It is not in the hand of anybody. Even our Mohammadu Buhari Nnamdi Kanu said it that Biafra is bigger than him. Biafra is bigger than any one person. Biafra is bigger than anybody. It is a spirit and it is acting. When our brother Simon Ekpa talked of autopilot, people misunderstood him and people are still misunderstanding him. He has explained this several times and still people are still talking about it. Autopilot does not mean disobedient. Autopilot means that people will begin to take laws into their hand to do what they feel it is right to do. They are not doing it against Biafra. They are doing it for the actualization of Biafra individually, not forced, on their own. Voluntarily, people will be taking different kinds of actions to make sure that Biafra comes. That is the meaning of the autopilot. But some people misinterpret it and thought that he was calling for disobedience of the DOS or disobedience of the leadership of the Biafra, leadership of IPOB. That is not what he meant. That is not what he meant. When you look at things that are happening, the way things are unfolding, you can see that what he said is exactly what is actually happening. A lot of things is happening on the ground. People are taking action on their own without being forced, without being told what to do. What does that tell you? That shows you that Biafra must surely come. It doesn't matter what anybody say. It doesn't matter what anybody do. It is time for Biafra to go home, and they will surely go. We cannot be part of a government that killed itself. A government that killed its own people. The diversity between us is too much that we cannot be able to manage. It cannot be managed. It doesn't matter how you try to manage it. It doesn't matter how you try to look at it. It can never be managed. In a country where terrorists are in charge, in a country where terrorists are in charge of affairs, every aspect of affairs in that country of Nigeria is being controlled by the terrorist group. Your Minister for Information is a terrorist, a well-known terrorist, somebody who supports the Taliban, somebody who praises the terrorists of the world, who praises the Al-Qaeda. He is the one who is in charge of your communication this time. Somebody who has superheaded the killing of a student in that country called Nigeria. He called for the killing of a student. The student was murdered in his presence. Today, that terrorist is in the government of Mohammadu Buhari. Even Mohammadu Buhari himself, who is a terrorist, because he has always been supporting Boko Haram. But unfortunately, all of you voted for this person. If you think we are just making it up, we will always place videos to prove to you that we are not just saying it. Most of the things that we are reminding you of have been said in the national television to the hearing of everybody. But Nigerians are still going about their business as if nothing is happening. Hear from this man once again to remind you that the person you have as your communication minister or whatever, Pantami, is a terrorist. Hear it again.
I remember in 2012, I remember granting an interview that was on the front page. I think it was The Sun. I remember it was, I think, a Iboka. And I then said that President Jonathan is a wartime president. And that the only reason they have not declared war is because it's a new war form. Now, we're under the dispensation of President Mohammadu Buhari, who is a military general. So the 37% will be complete. But we're still not going to now discover that even with his 37%, we are still not going to win. We're dealing with something that's extremely clever. So what am I trying to point out? Right now, for instance, we're at a stage where I feel sorry for us. If you read the newspaper, November 7th was a Sunday. in 2004. At that time, Bishop Akinla used to be was the CAN president at that time. At that time, a young fiery cleric returned from, I think, Saudi Arabia and settled in Kaduna. His first tafsir in the mosque was hot. It was incendiary. He threw down the Nigerian constitution, said, what rubbish is this? He said, how can the nation survive with hypocrites, with unbelievers, with pagans? And he began to incite the people. This was in the mosque in Kaduna. Now, it was televised, it was put on radio for days after, but it was in Hausa language. This fiery clerk did not realize that there are patriots all over this country, Muslims and Christians. So the tape ended up in Lagos, and there was a build-up to kill people at that year in 2004 in Kaduna. At that time, the salvation of Nigeria, if I tell you who God used for us then, you may not believe it, but we had to, after we found out that we informed the security organizations, we did all that had to be done, things were still proceeding in Kaduna. The build-up towards violence, to killing people, was still on ground. Don't forget I was serving the CAN president then. So we called the media to assist us. And it was the media who solved the problem. And the major person whose contribution worked the most was that of Femi Adesina. See, that's why sometimes I look at people when they abuse Femi Adesina and all that, and I say, you guys don't understand the kind of war we are up against and how that uninformed opinions only make matters worse. Femi Adesina almost lost his job in 2004 because he took the front page and addressed the issue. And if you look at the front page, Archbishop Akinla was on one side saying, you want to kill my people. On the other side, there was this fiery cleric who said, I only hate those who drink beer. When that publication went viral, it became a global issue, which is still going to become again. That young sheikh ran out of Nigeria. Adesina almost lost his job, but his superiors then, his senior then, because he stuck out his neck saying, look, you can't kill people under our watch. The correspondent in Kaduna, I think, was sacked instantly before they found out that the story did not break from Kaduna. Now, Adesina is in the presidency, but I know he hasn't changed. It's just that he's a wise person who knows that influence has to be used properly. That same sheikh today is becoming the hope of Nigeria. Is that sheikh today who walks into the Sambisa forest and says he wants to negotiate on Nigeria's behalf? Is that same sheikh who has been able to get in contact with the people who kidnapped students in Niger State? Now, if that sheikh becomes the go-between between all of us, look, I trust the government. I trust our military. I trust our people. But that sheikh, if Nigeria makes the mistake of making him the go-between to negotiate the so-called release, let Nigeria go back in 2014 and see what that sheikh said. Let Nigeria go back in 2012 and see his comments. His comments then was that, why should you kill Boko Haram? They are actually our brothers. They are Muslims. Just get your soldiers out of the way. Get your police out of the way. It's an internal affair. It doesn't concern you. Those were his comments. One later comment then was that they should kill the serving president. They should kill the chief of staff. They should kill so very incendiary talk there. Okay. And that Nigeria would know peace. Now, that is now the hope of Nigeria. And I'm telling you something, if we make the mistake of playing into their hands, because you are dealing with global intelligence, don't think he has come up by himself. He's come up with a global lobby with all sorts of things behind him.
Okay. We need to take a break now. Because
after hearing from this man, you can be convinced, if you wish to, that we are not supposed to be part of that contraption called Nigeria. No well-meaning and well-reasoning person will be part of that contraption called Nigeria. Enough is enough. It is time to go home, and we have to go home. We cannot be part of these killers, people who do not value human life, who value cow more than human life. How can we continue to associate with these people? How can we continue to associate with these people? People who will go and be preaching something that is against humanity, calling for the death of another person for no just cause. There was one young man they were calling for his death because of a post he made on Facebook. A sheikh in Sokoto State was proudly calling for the death of that man, and proudly saying that he will call for the death of any other person that makes such post. Another post that was banned on social media. He came out and be boasting that he will kill as many people as possible who will talk against him, who will speak against their religion. Watch the video. Maybe you would think we are making it up.
Ya zagi manzo Allah Sakkwato ya yi rubutu ga Facebook ya faɗi maganganun da ba su da daɗin faɗi game da annabin rahama, kuma cikin Sakkwato nace a maka yayi kure. Ai ba Sakkwato ake irin wannan shigataka. Mu kashewa mu kai. Mu akan manzon Allah iya kan mu kashe. Don haka ba Kano bace, Kano yan kasuwa ne. Shi yasa kaga an ce ma manzon Allah dan luwadi an tsaya ana jayayya, an ce ma manzon Allah kwarto an tsaya ana mu na kashewa mu kai. Wallahi kwadda ma manzon Allah mu iya kamar da shi mu kashe. Allah ya gafarta mu wani yaro, naga wani bawan Allah jiya ga Facebook yace wai an ce mahaukaci ne, yace to ai mu ma mahaukata ne. Ai iyaka hankalin mu kai a taba annabi, ana taba annabi mun zama mahaukata. Wagga ita ce magana ta gaskiya. Allah shi muku albarka sakwatawan shehu. Duk wanda ya kalli Facebook da sauran social media da irin wanda an ka hito kwarkwata an ka ta gidan sarkin musulmi ya nuna sakkwata suna nan bisa ga tarbiyyar da dan hodiyo yayi musu. Don haka Allah shi muku albarka. Da an sakai ku kashe shi. Magana bai da hankali bata taso ba. To bai da hankali duk bai da wanda yaka zagi sai manzon Allah. Mu ma bamu da hankali an taba annabi. Don haka duk irin mu bai da hankali bamu da. Da an sakai ku kashe shi. Kuma ba shi da duk wanda ya taba manzon Allah ku kashe shi. Bai da hukunci ko belle ya bai taba manzon Allah bai da hukunci illa kisa. Musulmi in ya zagi manzon Allah ko ya ce ya tuba, wannan tuba ta tsakani ne da Allah amma dai sai mun kashe shi. Bai da hankali ya sanya ta ya sau waya, bai da hankali ya sanya sau data, bai da hankali ya sanya buɗe shahin Facebook, bai da hankali ya san da an kayo mai ya goge. Don mahaukaci ka waɗanga abubuwa da kun gane ku kashe shi, da an sa kai ku kashe shi. Kun ba shi ɗaya ba, kwata manzo Allah ku kashe shi. Babu wani hukunci ga zagin manzo Allah illa kisa. In ka tubu wannan tsakaninka da Allah can in ya ga dama ya ga, amma dai muna an ce mu kashe ka. Kwata ba manzo Allah ku kashe shi. Kada ku tsaya faɗa ma hukuma a kashe ɗai. In ce ba an ce ba ɗaukar doka a hannu, to ci ko to an ce ya laifi ga hannu. Yawwa haji babu wani hukunci, ba wani tawili da wani zai da ka zagi manzo Allah hukuncin kisa, ko limamin Makka ya zagi manzo Allah hukunci ne kisa, balle wani dan iskan banza. Don haka yi tsayin kunan tarbiyyar nan da Shehu Dan Hodo yayi muku. Mu alhamdulillah kakanninmu mujahiduna ne, kuma jihadin yana nan cikin zukatanmu. In kana son ka san mujahiduna muke taba addini ha gani, taba addini. Don haka ga babu wani kuma babu compromise, is uncompromising. Taba manzo Allah kisa ne.
Is this the country we want us to belong to? Is this the country you want us to be part of? We cannot be part of this country. Enough is enough. We have really endured enough. It is time to go home. It is time to go home. We can no longer be part of this mess. Every Biafran, every Ududuan, every Middle Belt, any responsible and reasonable person in that contraption called Nigeria should be calling for a breakup of that contraption. If we don't break it up, it is going to get worse. The only way to save the indigenous people of that contraption is to break it up. Break it up to save life. Break it up so that people can have a meaningful nation that they can call their own. Break it up so that people can be able to decide their fate through referendum. We are not asking for war. We are asking for a peaceful breakup of that contraption so that people will go their separate ways and exist. That is what we are asking for. But if you choose war, we cannot run away from it. The most important thing for us, Biafra, is that we want Biafra and we must get it by all means possible. It is either Biafra or death. You will kill us, we will kill you. At the end of the day, Biafra will be actualized. Ududua will be free. Everybody, every indigenous tribe in that country called Nigeria will be free. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember, bye-bye. See you again on the next video.